Hello, this is János. It is Wilvered Audio, and what you are not seeing now, what you see here gone from my turntable setup, is the long arm. So my yard long arm, my meter long arm is now gone, and I am now down to my two trusted arms right here. So for some of you this might be a little bit of a let me down or a negative point. János, why did you take out your yard long arm? Did you find something better? And my answer is no. The sound quality of my long arm was the best that I ever had. However, I took it out because for several reasons. One of the reasons is practicality. With these baby arms, with these Sony PUA arms, you can just exchange the head shells and they are compatible with each other, so I can just mount a cartridge on a head shell and just change them and readjust the tracking weight, and then it is ready to go if I want to try out a different cartridge. And why would I want to try out a different cartridge? For one, I have what I'm doing is I have several cartridges. I have one cartridge that I use to test out second-hand records which are not cleaned, so I don't want to ruin my best cartridge on an untested record, and so that's why I'm keeping what you see here, what you are not seeing here. Let me see, what cartridges do I have here now? So right here, right now, wait, I'm right there. You see, that's right now my mono cartridge. So that's another thing that I want to have is one, a cartridge to test out new records which are uncleaned. Number two, my dedicated mono cartridge, and number three, I have my Benz MC3 for those records which are cleaned already. So right now I have my mono cartridge here, and I have my Audio-Technica ATF7 there that I reserve for uncleaned records. So that was one reason, easy cartridge swappability, because on the wooden arm it was hardwired, so I had the wire, the Tonearm wire, it was embedded into the wood, and it was like bare silver ends which are directly threaded onto the pins of the cartridges, and that is just incredibly meticulous work which I could do like 8 years ago, but in the past 5 years my eyesight just deteriorated to such a degree that I cannot do that physically anymore, and I've been trying to do that, but I just gave up on it. So hence I sadly retired my long arm, which is a step back in sound quality, but it is something that must be done because my eyesight is just not there anymore. So what do I have here? So now I'm using my B arm right there, which is the Sony PUA 237, and that one was originally quite a bit inferior to my wooden arm. However, what you see there, let's just see there. No, it's going the other way around. What is happening here? So right now I'm testing out this new device that I just got, a DJI Osmo 4Gs. No, this I think it totally wagged out. So I'm using my cell phone to record this video, and I'm just using this device which has a nice control on it, and it just got super confused. So I'm trying to direct it, to point it at the cartridge, and it just wants to go somewhere, and I think it was giving you guys just totally random angles. You see, it is supposed to be have like image stabilization, but it is just no, it's totally out of whack. I don't know, maybe I will start this video and redo it. No, I just keep at it, and then let's just keep it also as a as a as a test out review, semi review for the DJI Osmo cell phone holder image stabilizer. That yes, I probably have to get used to it a lot more. I spent about 15 minutes with it before, just goofing around, and then it worked perfectly. But now that I'm in real life trying to maneuver with it, it has a couple fail moments where it just doesn't work and doesn't point to where it was supposed to point, and it just, like before, it just got totally mixed up. So anyway, it is not a foolproof system, and it's not something that you can just unpack from the box like what I did now. And yeah, I did spend about half an hour with it, getting to know it, and I thought I knew it, but apparently not. So this is a little bit more complex than that. And anyway, this is something that I got from my photography mentor, Mike Choi. He gave it to me for Christmas as a gift, and yes, you see now it works perfectly beautifully. It stabilizes the image. I don't think anyone is getting seasick right now. It's panning beautifully, but just when I do just sudden angle shifts, it wasn't able to cope with that. Anyway, back to the arms. So as you see there, I'm trying to, yes, now it worked, show that arm. So what I did, I tried to show that. You see that wooden piece that I added, and there's also like the Teflon thread at the neck of the cartridge. So those minor little mods there, plus like extra wooden support on the head shell, all of those things really took away those characters from the sound that give it like that metallic, non-organic sound that just get in the way of the music, so make the sound reproduction unnatural. They took those away. So now I'm perfectly happy with this arm as well. So that's why I made finally the decision to take out my long wooden arm. And also, even when I had the long wooden arm, this used to be my B tone arm, so now it's stepped up to A tone arm. And I got a little brother, the PUA 7 arm. This is like a 10 years younger version, so that's from the 60s, and I think this is like 70s or 80s. But a lower grade model, and yes, it's not nearly as good an arm as the PUA 237. However, I was surprised by it, and it's definitely not as detailed in so it doesn't have as much detail. So if you want a cartridge for maximal detail retrieval, this is not it at all. However, it has beautiful musicality, and what I did with it is that when I got it, I set it up with the mono cartridge, and you see there I wired it up. Maybe I try to get some, I know I cannot get some lights, I don't have any extra lights, but right here, if you look down there, I try to get there. So I have these wires coming out, so I added some Western Electric cloth covered wire and Kimber RCA, and that's how I terminated it. And those are just super short leads, so I don't have an extra interconnect between Tonearm and the MC step up. I just have the arms, I mean the wires of the cartridge directly connected to a short piece, like a 10-inch piece of Western Electric wire, and run into the Hagerman Piccolo Zero step up. And Jim gave me the Piccolo Zero last Christmas to check it out. So yes, it has been sitting here for exactly 1 year, and I haven't really, I mentioned it a few times already during the year, I said a few things about it, and I've been promising like a more detailed report on it, and I hope this might be it. But actually, I realized that I'm not going to give a traditional review on it, and that was not something that Jim asked of me. He just gave it to me to what I think about it, just to try it out, and not for any kind of purposes. However, now I really want to give my feedback on it, because it is something that that you all would like to know about, because it is a very inexpensive MC step-up unit, and it's beautiful. Its sound is beautiful, and it just so what I did when when Jim gave it to me, so right away I made these cable ends with the Western Electric wire Kimber ends, and put it into the Piccolo Zero, and got the Piccolo Zero into my my violin, my Hagerman violin, and guess what? I didn't take it out. So for a whole year I had it playing in my system, and I just recently disconnected. These are ancient Harmonic Technologies interconnects, relatively more basic, but it's 6N single crystal copper OCC wire, and why I recommend these is because they synergize really well with that kind of sound that I want to have in my system, which is natural sound that has plenty of details, plenty of 3D image space, but not in a way where the details or any kind of technical aspect of the sound get in the way of enjoying the music. So they don't take away from the naturalness of the sound. And that was what I experienced with this setup, that with this arm through to the violin, it just played extremely well. So I really just wanted to listen to music on it, and it was really hard to think about the listening to the audiophile aspects of the sound, because my attention was constantly on the music when I listened to it. And I noticed after a while that I wasn't even listening to my other arm, which was running into the MC step-up, the built-in MC step-up of the violin. And even though that's a better arm, and I had the Benz cartridge on it, so it's also a better cartridge. And however, with the simpler arm, simpler cartridge, with the Piccolo Zero, the sound was a lot more enjoyable, a lot more moving, a lot more groovy, and let me enjoy musicality a lot more. The other one, even though that was technically more refined, but it was non-involving. So I kind of like, okay, I just stopped listening to it. So what about the technical aspects of the Piccolo Zero? One thing that was really shocking is the liveliness and richness of the bass. That's just absolutely fantastic. So compared to the price range of the unit, it is like really fantastic. So those of you who want really full and rich bass, and I would say bass with energy, and in a natural way accurate bass, so that is reminiscent of natural instruments and not like fidelity standards, I would say, then it is absolutely fantastic. It is really has a really robust bottom end, and it's just really fantastic. And what else? So I had tremendous fun with it, but now it's going to go upstairs, so I'm going to move it. So that's why I disconnected, because it's been 1 year and it took me 1 year to take it through the paces and try it out in a different setting, different environment, to have like a more round picture of it, because I liked it so much here. However, what was happening here? This is the PUA 7 arm, and that is like kind of like the baby version of my other arm. So I wanted to get something for little money and try it out, and I used the Buy Me a Coffee, your Buy Me a Coffee donations to purchase this arm. And because I wanted to try out if it's as good as a deal, almost sound as good as that arm, then it's definitively worth a look and worth a recommendation for all of you. And that aspect, the sound aspect, sonic aspect, is definitively worth a listen. If you have a big record collection, you are listening to music, this will be a fabulous arm for you. If you are an audiophile and then you just listen to test tones, you will hate it. And other than that, I have a very serious warning to everyone who is looking into it. That was something that I found out after I got this unit. It turned out that the anti-skating in it is not good. It doesn't work. So what happens when I start to play a record, around half of the record it wouldn't go further than half, and it just stops and doesn't go any further. And then I researched into it, and sadly that happens to these cartridges, that the anti-skate just freezes up and it just doesn't work. So if you want to purchase an arm like this, just make triple sure with the seller that they can confirm that the anti-skate is fully functional, because if it's not, it's a very hard fix, because the anti-skate is inside the main shaft, inside the bearing shaft, and you have to take it apart, and I haven't found a manual on how to do it, and so it's a very tricky job, and possibly with my eyesight not as good as it was, it's going to be a extremely challenging job for me to do it. So until then, what I do is just use it to test out my new records. So I put it on, I listen to 2 or 3 songs, and then take it off, and if I like it, I clean the record, and then I play it fully with the other arm. So that's it for now. And one more thing. So as you are seeing, my bat is like making lots of movements, and this is what I noticed. That let me just stop it. Oh, right there, maybe you can see it. I try to zoom on it. So this is what I noticed almost recently, that right there it's frayed. The bat is frayed and it's about to snap. I don't even know how come it's still in one piece. It's almost frayed entirely through. So this will be another project for me to fix it. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year for everyone. And I hope that if you are looking for a tone arm, I gave you a couple ideas. This Sony PUA arms, it's Sony Pickup Artist tone arms, are really fantastic. And I can recommend them if you are into audio because of listening to music. So they are capable of producing musicality with plenty of detail, very good dynamic range, very good rhythm, pacing, and natural sound. So that's what you are looking for. Then, and you are looking for a tone arm, then this is something that might interest you. So thank you for tuning in, listening in, and a Happy New Year. Bye bye.